George Herman Babe Ruth. Yes, a name that evokes lore, tons of collectibles in history in baseball. Everyone knows that the Babe started in Baltimore in the minor leagues after being taken out of the St. Mary's School. And the Babe eventually was signed by Jack Dunn of Baltimore. And Jack Dunn, he was called Dunn's Babe, and that's where he got the name. No, he did not get the name from a candy bar. He got it as Jack Dunn's own Babe. But when Babe made it to the Boston Red Sox, he was still a skinny, kind of misinformed kid. He didn't know much of what was going on. He was a friendly guy, and he always called somebody Bud because he didn't remember their name a lot of times. Now, the Babe was such a good pitcher, of course, when he was with the Red Sox. However, the Red Sox also found out that he was a tremendous offensive player. And Babe eventually, of course, broke all sorts of pitching records and still hit home runs on the side as well. And baseball changed when the Babe went to the Yankees. And the Yankees eventually built Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built in 1923, where ironically in the first game in April of 1923, the Babe homered against his old team, the Boston Red Sox, to help the Yankees win. Now, Babe's personal life was very checkered with drinking and overeating and carousing and things of that nature. But he always had time for kids, children at the ballpark, and he was always a very friendly soul around people. Now, the saddest thing about the Babe, and of course he also homered in the first All-Star game in 1933, after Harry Frazee made the deal to give him to the Yankees, to sell him, that was the deal that changed baseball, because then baseball went from the so-called dead ball era to the live ball era. And Babe was such an incredible slugger that he was hitting home runs at such an incredible rate that he was hitting more than entire teams. And with the Yankees, the Babe, of course, led them to multiple championships and pennants, tremendous gates, tremendous merchandise. He started, doing ads for Quaker Oats and for other companies. So there was merchandising, and of course, souvenirs at the ballpark started cropping up. The Yankees had made Babe a promise. Now, this is supposedly true, that he was to be a manager someday with the Yankees. And Babe stuck to that, and he believed it. But the Yankees never came through on that. And Babe finished his career as a player with the Boston Braves. And of course, he had 3 home runs in one game against Pittsburgh. Those are his last 3 homers. Then he went on to do a brief coaching job with the Brooklyn Dodgers. As we all know, the Babe continued to be around baseball as a bigger-than-life hero right into the 40s after losing his beloved teammate Lou Gehrig to ALS. But the Babe became ill, and we eventually lost him to cancer in 1948. And there were so many things that are collectible with Babe Ruth in this little short synopsis. I have a couple here. The one that you see right now in your image is in kind of rough shape, and it was actually trimmed. The bottom part was really bad. But it's a vintage photo, probably from the 30s. You see the Babe sitting in the middle, and he has that very happy face, as you can see. Very content. On the left is Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis, the controversial first commissioner of baseball, and the man on the right is unidentified. But a very cool original photo of the Babe, trimmed down. But they made so many souvenirs, from buttons to shirts to hats to everything. And even after the Babe died, there was no shortage of merchandise. This right here is another piece. In 1948, the Exacta Company did a Babe Ruth watch. And what we have here, sorry it's a little blurry, is a Babe Ruth watch dial only. The dial only, silver on the back. And these are really, really nice. I really like this piece. The whole watch is very expensive, especially in original running condition. And this dial is a great image of the Babe, smiling with the bat. But I could go on forever and ever about Babe Ruth collectibles and why his autograph is still incredibly sought after, and the incredible number of forgeries are out there. I recommend you get a very good TPA, third-party authenticator, before you attempt to purchase a Babe Ruth signature. But I hope you enjoyed this little synopsis of the Great Bambino and a couple of collectibles about the Babe. And we'll have more, and we're going to discuss some early baseball cards in our next video and the way the baseball cards were presented in the very early part of the game's infancy. God bless you, and remember, keep checking Baseball Lore and Collectibles. That's L-O-R-E and Collectibles on YouTube for more videos. Please be sure to subscribe, comment, and share the channel. Thank you, everyone.